Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. There is a question for you. Do you want to play 5x? How about XRP's ROI? Is that enough? Are you excited by the prospect of a comeback of 5x? If that's the goal, you should consider yourself successful. But I think it's safe to assume that nobody in the room has answered yes. Surely we came here in search of unimaginable riches. Isn't that what you'd anticipate? By the way, we could be wrong and the extra charge could end up being $0. But isn't it what we consider to be the case of reason? Isn't that the ideal situation? Because, listen, I'll spill the beans. Even though one credible analytics group predicts Bitcoin will increase in value by a factor of 5, I highly doubt any XRP holders are in it for the potential 5-fold profit. Yes, a 5-fold increase is in order for Bitcoin. If I had been indoctrinated into being a poisonous Bitcoin maximalist, I would have missed out on the chance to make a fortune with XRP, which is very likely. I don't know what will happen with the XRP price, and it's fine if you disagree with me that it may go to zero. My own personal opinion is that the possibility of XRP reaching a new all-time high and entering price discovery is much more likely than the alternative of it going to zero. Why can't XRP's price increase by 25 times if Bitcoin's can increase by 5 times? There's a lot less cash to be had. Because at that price, one Bitcoin would cost around $141,000. With a multiplication of 25 times, the value of XRP would be around $12.50. That doesn't sound even somewhat implausible. Currently, I believe that there is considerably less money in XRP than there is in Bitcoin, making it more difficult to achieve a multiplier effect in Bitcoin. What they're really discussing in the paper I'm about to show you is the premise that every dollar spent on Bitcoin raises Bitcoin's market valuation by as much as 5-fold. Therefore, it's not only a 5x return from where we're at in terms of pricing right now. But look, I'll give you the details as we progress through the video. But before we go any further, I want to be clear, I do not have a background in finance of any type. Nothing I say or write should be taken as recommendations to purchase or sell any security. I'm just a fan who occasionally posts videos to YouTube discussing random crypto-related things for kicks. Right, so here's a nasty piece of social media content from Bitcoin maximalist Max Kaiser, posted on X. With over 534,000 followers, he is arguably the most popular Bitcoin maximus, damaging to the ecosystem. This guy couldn't care less if he misleads his huge fanbase. Apathy is what drives him. Drones are constantly following him. They just sit there while he throws them red meat, and they aren't even eating it. That is the pinnacle of what is occurring at this very moment. Oh my god, he's so inaccurate and deceptive. And so we have a post here. This is merely the most recent illustration. Coins like Solana, XRP, BNB, ETH, and almost 20,000 more all share the letter S in their names. Because of this, I made that statement in the video. The potential lies in altcoins like XRP, not in Bitcoin, therefore I'm glad I wasn't duped into becoming a poisonous, brainwashed Bitcoin maximalist by him or anyone else. And since I'm not in it for the money, I have Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, and close to 30 other coins. Not that I expect any of them to make me rich, but I do think it's reasonable to maintain a diversified crypto portfolio. And I think it's realistic to assume that Bitcoin won't be the primary source of my most alluring profits. Here is a message from lawyer Bill Morgan, who shares the views of the Mike Max guys, and says, think about it, your mascot makes it to the year 2123. It's like he's saying, well, I guess we're lucky perfection was achieved with Bitcoin and progress can stop for all time, because there are 2 million other S-word coins. And he is absolutely right. The orgasm is fantastic. Just by looking at it, you can tell that we adore it from the get-go. The very first cryptocurrency was so flawless that no one could possibly provide their stamp of approval. We nailed it at 7 transactions per second, but don't stop trying to advance technology. I get that layering and their tools can help Bitcoin scale, but I'm arguing the idea that we should just stop is poisonous, and that's basically what Bitcoin Max advocated. You're wasting your time and we don't need you to be misleading people by advocating for alternative cryptocurrencies. He claims as much. That's how he sees things. But he's the one acting like the resident stick maximalist by engaging in the same practices he's observed others engaging in. Furthermore, Bitcoin is the world's most technologically backward cryptocurrency. Believe it or not, I am still an advocate for Bitcoin and its potential. However, it is true that the notion that we just nail it right out of the gate, we just stop right here, is just ridiculous. But if you're in the Bitcoin cult, and that's what it is, then you're part of the cult, and you believe this nonsense. They're all in the same room, talking to themselves. Anyway, consider this. Furthermore, the reason why this is still amazing to me is because if they are right, even if you only get a 5x for Bitcoin, think what that implies for cryptocurrencies like XRP that have less money in them, so to me this is still tremendously exciting. But here is the headline from Crypto Potato: the 5x increase in Bitcoin's market worth has the financial world on edge. Investing in Bitcoin through exchange-traded funds, a quantitative analysis due to an apparent false spot, Bitcoin's price shot up to about $30,000. Bitcoin ETF approval news, followed by a precipitous drop below the $20,000 mark. However, if the approval is given in practice, the crypto market may grow by $1 trillion. The latest article from CryptoQuant suggests that banks are beginning to offer their clients spot trading of Bitcoin as part of the next wave of Bitcoin's institutional adoption. This is where things get interesting, though, because, hey, I've stated this many times before, there are other businesses offering Bitcoin ETFs. However, a cryptocurrency's market cap does not reflect the total amount of money invested in that coin. Since I don't know the current market capitalization of XRP, let's just suppose it's somewhere in the $20 to $25 billion range. However, this does not imply that $25 billion were invested in XRP, in fact, substantially less than that was placed into XRP. When that happens, the price goes higher. Indeed, that is the case. The data I'm about to present explains why Bitcoin has a multiplier effect once a relatively little amount of money is invested in it. We XRP holders think it's cool because, once again, we're not in it for the 5x tiny returns, we're in it for the game-changing potential. Yes, that's what we're praying for, but we know it's a long shot. That's why I keep stressing that XRP's wild multiplier impact can be achieved with relatively modest inflows of capital. It may seem implausible because XRP investors have been down for the count for so long. It's been almost 6 years since XRP's all-time high, and I blame the SEC. And now we're here. That's why it looks hopeless. But I'll let you know when trading activity picks up. This is the kind of behavior we've seen before. When people start bidding up prices, everyone pays more. Think again before dismissing the possibility of feline XRP manipulation. It's completely illogical. The asset class as a whole fluctuates in tandem with the cryptocurrency market because all cryptocurrencies are generally viewed the same. Anyway, the story goes on. Spot Bitcoin ETF applications have been submitted by a number of firms, including BlackRock, Bitwise, VanEck, Fidelity, and Valkyrie. Although approvals are not anticipated this year, experts in the field predict that permits could come as early as March 2024. I have to counteract that, people. What I'm about to say may be obvious if you saw my previous video. I am not going to venture a guess as to whether or not a spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved this year. But there's solid evidence to suggest that we already are. For more on this, as well as some related topics, please view my most recent video. But a highly placed insider says, yeah, our expectation is it's going to happen before the year's out. You can see that Gary Gensler and the other asset pricks at the SEC are changing their tune now that they've been defeated in court. And the fact that the BlackRocks of the world have gone on and on about this issue suggests that it is inevitable. And the notion that we should plan on March of 2024. Sure, or else we're all in the dark. The amount of money the SEC stands to lose if they don't provide approval now is so high that I can't even stand to think about it. They'll likely perish in the water. Despite the fact that the SEC is an integral part of the government, a common misconception holds that it has access to an unlimited budget. The resources available are finite, and they must adhere to strict budgetary constraints. I don't think this is actually happening, but if it is, they know they'll be inundated with lawsuits from a dozen or more companies if they try to deny it. With the year winding down, the timing is perfect for such an event to take place. If you need further convincing that peace is still holding, watch my most recent video. There might be $155 billion invested in Bitcoin if this happens. The introduction of new capital might increase Bitcoin's market valuation by another $450 billion to $900 billion. Said the CryptoQuant. This is a direct statement from the most recent report it has released. Once the ETFs are approved, the $15.6 trillion in assets currently managed by these institutions may see an inflow of $155 billion into the Bitcoin market. If only 1% of their total assets were invested in Bitcoin ETFs, $155 billion in new US dollars would flood into the cryptocurrency market. These figures, for reference, are equivalent to about 1/3 of Bitcoin's current market valuation. That, by itself, is mind-boggling. Remember that. You know, even if we never have a spot Bitcoin ETF, I still think it'll keep going up due to supply and demand and the fact that more and more people will eventually understand it. However, this is a big impetus for bringing in more individuals sooner. The article then goes on. Market capitalization in previous Bitcoin bull markets often increased at a rate 3 to 5 times faster than its realized capitalizations. Let me translate. They are suggesting that for every dollar invested in Bitcoin, $3 to $5 more will be added to its market value. That seems to be the consensus. As a result, their returns range from $3 to $5 for dollar invested in terms of market capitalization. Then they go on to claim that this means that Bitcoin's market capitalization may increase by a factor of 3 to 5 for every new dollar that is introduced to the market. So, I predict Bitcoin will succeed, set a new record high, and enter the 6 figures. The impact of ETH will be multiplied many times over, much beyond that of Bitcoin. Because there will be fewer XRP in circulation, it will have a bigger multiplier impact than ETH or Bitcoin. And since it's untethered, it's going for a run. Now that the law is clear, it's going to launch immediately. The SEC came in and absolutely crushed XRP yields in 2021, in the height of the last market cycle's exuberance, but we're still going to get ours. Despite the fact that it's irritating, I still think it has a chance of happening. This is really cool. So, once more, we are not participating in the 5x games. That's why I'm on the Bitcoin bandwagon, and why I want to keep some in my wallet for the sake of diversification. It makes no difference how competent I am in XRP. So, it's important to me to spread my assets around. However, we are in it to make rich, and it is a lot simpler to do so with alternative coins like XRP than it is with Bitcoin. In my opinion, that pretty much sums up our collective sentiment. To an extent, that's how XRP investors feel. I also won't speculate on the market price. I could be completely incorrect about XRP going to zero, for all I know. However, I am convinced by the many arguments I have presented. For the duration. For nearly 6 years, I've been a crypto professional. That's fine, I'm prepared. Put on your seatbelts, because it's almost certain that the market is about to heat up. Since I'm not a certified financial planner, you know you shouldn't act on any advice I give. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.